Hello goats, how are you doing? Finally we have gameplay of UFL the game that wants to compete with FIFA and eFootball. And we will be analyzing in detail everything shown, from passes, shots, even the match time. We are also going to see if the game is looking for a more realistic gameplay or something more arcade. So if you are waiting for a football game like me, join me. To begin with, let's take a quick look at what UFL is. Obviously, it is a new football game that was announced more than a year ago and is currently still in development. This game is 100% focused on consoles and is also going to be free to play, i.e. totally free, and will be developed with the Unreal Engine graphics engine, is why it shares certain similarities with eFootball, as this is also free and uses the same graphics engine. This is why a large part of the Konami community is very attentive to this project. Until today, we simply had some promotional trailers, some commercial agreements with clubs, and agreements with exclusive ambassadors such as Cristiano Ronaldo, Lukaku, and Kevin De Bruyne, and the company had said that in March they would be showing gameplay, which is really what matters most to the fans in a football game, and so it was. A few days ago they managed to show the images we are seeing. The company clarified that this is an alpha of the month of January, as they are currently working on a new system of animations, and that is why we do not see it reflected for now. Now, if seeing this mini explanation of what is UFL, let's analyze the gameplay. First, we are going to make a general analysis, and then we are going to analyze point by point, and sincerely taking into account that this is an alpha and that there are several months of development left. I liked what I saw. Of course, there are many things to improve, but we have to consider that it is a new company and that it is a new football game that comes to compete with eFootball and FIFA, and that this competition is going to force the other companies to improve and offer a better product. So we, the users, are going to end up winning. Let's start talking about the negative aspects that I felt in this alpha, and first of all, I didn't like the acceleration of the ball. There are moments when it accelerates a lot and it seems to be unreal. For example, when you make a first touch pass or even when you shoot at the goal from close range, this breaks the feeling of realism, and I hope they can fix it, although it is true that it was not seen throughout the game, so there were moments that if. The second thing I didn't like is that I felt some movements were very robotic, especially the diagonal direction changes, although I understand that this is a very early stage of the project, and I think it's important to understand that in order to make the analysis. As a third point, I didn't feel anything real. The headers went with too much power towards the goal and never lowered their direction, and the last negative aspect to highlight are the goalkeepers. Although there are different movements, there are times that the goalkeeper does not do the correct animation for that play. For example, here that they kick the ball and he throws himself weird. But as well as there are different negative aspects, there are also positive, and we are going to see them below. As for the positive aspects, I really liked how the deep passes and high passes look like. You can feel a proper ball physics, which did not happen with some passes from below. I hope they achieve this physics throughout the game. I also liked what I saw of the defense, as I noticed many animations to remove the ball, and that makes me think that the defense will be quite manual, and in my opinion, if the defense is manual, the game will look for a real gameplay. Another point that pleased me are the long-range shots, also felt very real, and finally there is an issue that still do not know well how to define it, and are dribbling. I noticed a lot of variety of dribbling and I like that, but hopefully they are not decisive in the game. FIFA Street style so far does not seem to be, because many of them were not effective, but we must be attentive about it. Now let's move on to analyze what kind of gameplay is looking for. UFL will be a soccer simulator or more arcade. What gameplay is UFL looking for? It seems they are looking for a balanced gameplay. They want to get the best of eFootball and the best of FIFA, and hopefully they can achieve it. Many times they said in networks that they want to achieve this balance, and they also commented many times that their game will have no handicap, so the best player will win. Can you imagine a game with good gameplay and no handicap? It could be something interesting. In the visual section it may be more similar to FIFA, but here the important thing is when we have the control in the hand and feel the physics of the ball and see its mechanics. And then some important points to address are, for example, the grass, that in my opinion is well done, and another controversial issue in the games are the networks, that in this case I feel that it lacks a little more life to them. One of the things that I didn't like and I forgot to mention is that there were several back passes, and that seems to me not very real. I also want to add that UFL is going to focus 100% on the online mode, and they are going to have a mode similar to Ultimate Team where we have to create our team, so we are going to see how they use the microtransactions, because taking into account that it is a free-to-play, this is very important. As I said before, I give this game a vote of confidence. You have to keep in mind that it is an alpha, and they themselves know it, because at the end of the video they compile different EORs and they show it to us as if to say calmly, we are aware and we are going to fix them. I would like to know your opinion of UFL and everything you saw in this video, and I invite you to subscribe for more information, and thank you very much for watching the video.